Everybody wants to know how to get abs. Every time I make a video about abs, that video does way better than all my other videos. So I get the message. Let's talk about abs today. The bottom line is we don't need many ab exercises to make a very effective ab workout. So today, I'm gonna talk about my #1 ab exercise. This one trumps all the rest. I'm gonna break down how to do it properly, the intensity you should do it with, the sets, the reps, some variations if you can't quite do it. Basically, how to master this exercise so that anytime you're doing an ab workout, you include this exercise and your abs will start popping quickly. Gonna be a nice short video, short, sweet, to the point. I'm gonna give you as much knowledge as I can in the next 3 to 4 minutes and you'll be set forever. So, what is this exercise? The #1 ab exercise that I tell everyone about, hanging leg raises. Now, I know a lot of you are immediately saying, Mike, I can't do hanging leg raises. They're too hard. We're gonna get into that soon. There are alternatives you can do. There are ways you can build it up. Why is the hanging leg raise so effective? I compare it to, it's the ab version of a compound movement. It's like bench press for the chest, but for abs, or squats for the legs, but for abs. It recruits your entire abdomen with emphasis on your lower abs. These are the abs that people have trouble revealing because that's where you hold the most of your fat. They're also good for overall core strength. A lot of the downfalls of traditional ab exercises are that they're just aesthetic. They're crunches, they're little twists, and they may tighten up your abs and make them look a little bit better, but they're not doing much in terms of your actual core strength. When you hang from a bar and use your abs to contract your legs upwards, you're strengthening your core a lot. So it's gonna be a very useful exercise as well as a very aesthetically structuring exercise. So my typical rep range for this, as you know, if you've ever tried a hanging leg raise, they're pretty damn hard. So usually I'll do rep ranges of 6 to 10, focusing on very smooth, controlled movements. I don't wanna swing. We don't wanna swing. And the way to stop the swing is to keep your back and your abs clenched throughout the entire movement. We wanna stay as tight as possible. Now I know at the start, this is gonna feel a bit difficult and you're gonna start swinging. When you start swinging, that's when your abs are losing strength, right? So when your abs are pretty much spent. So we're gonna go rep range of 6 to 10, and then I typically do 4 or 5 sets of this in an ab workout. Because it's so effective, I bump those working sets up to 4 or 5. Now, what about if you struggle to do hanging leg raises? Because a lot of people do. When I first started, I actually thought it was bullshit. I thought it was like a calisthenics movement. I didn't think you could just do it. And naturally, I assumed it wasn't. My abs couldn't just be weak. No way. There must be a problem with the exercise. Realistically, you have to keep doing it, build up that strength, build up that specific strength pattern in that movement in order to be able to do them effectively. And once you can do them effectively, that's when you see crazy results from hanging leg raises. So a few tips to build up to them. #1, like I said, keep your back and abs tight throughout the movement. The reason people swing is because they just hang off a bar like they're doing monkey bars. And naturally, as you move your legs forwards, the momentum will make you swing. If you have your back and your abs tight, you'll keep yourself stiff and the only thing moving will be your legs. Second tip, at the bottom of the movement, make sure you can feel your abs stretch out and almost release. They're almost relaxed at the bottom. They're nice and stretched. And then as you bring your legs up, make sure you emphasize the squeeze on your abs. Because this is a compound movement in a way, there are lots of other muscles that can take over, particularly the quads. The quads and the lower back will want to take over because they're much, much stronger than your abs. The way to avoid this is focusing on that stretch and contraction and keeping it nice and slow and controlled. Another major tip, and this is difficult because it's not applicable at a lot of gyms, you need to find a bar to hang on that's nice and high. You want clearance between your legs and the floor when you swing. If you're having to bend your legs slightly, it's going to reduce the effectiveness of the exercise. Or if you encounter a situation where your legs are sort of grazing the floor, it just sort of kills your momentum, makes it really weird and not enjoyable. Now, if the overall exercise is just too difficult, and believe me, that's okay. For me, it was too difficult at the start as well. You've got to build up to it. A few alternatives you can do. #1, you can do hanging knee raises. So instead of having your legs out perpendicular, you tuck them in and you raise your knees to your chest. This is significantly easier, but will allow you to build up the same muscles as if you're doing a leg raise until you can do the full leg raise. Second thing, you can do an arm supported leg raise. So you can wedge yourself on one of those arm supported machines and then the same cues apply. Stretching the abs out at the bottom, contracting them up at the top. Similar sort of rep range with these, you'll be able to do more than the hanging leg raises. Typically, I'll do sets of 15 to 20 of both of those, the hanging knee raises or the arm supported leg raises, just because they're that much more supported. There's a lot less stabilization. In terms of the training frequency for this exercise, like I said, if I can, I'll include it in every ab workout just because it's so effective. And I train abs 2 to 3 times a week. So that averages out at about 12 to 15 sets of this a week, which is quite a lot for abs, but trust me, it will pay off. Now, I could not end an ab video in good conscience without talking about the #1 way to actually get abs. I'm gonna keep this super short, you know it's coming. You cannot have abs if your body fat percentage is too high. You can do hanging leg raises until the cows come home, but if your body fat percentage is above about 12%, you're not gonna see your abs. So the most effective way to actually see your abs is to diet. Reduce your calories, get in a calorie deficit until you're at a low enough body fat percentage. That's when all these leg raises and stuff are really gonna pay off visually. Hanging leg raises is my favorite way to train abs. Favorite and the only way to reveal abs is to lower your body fat percentage. Just had to say it, had to get out of the way. If you got some value from this video and you're gonna implement hanging leg raises as the #1 ab exercise, give me a subscribe. We've got loads more ab tutorials coming. Seems like you guys like them. I'll see you in the next one.